Number 10. Scott Disick, Kourtney Kardashian, and Sofia Richie. Scott and Kourtney's decade-long romance was very well documented on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and although fans loved Scott's quick-witted, snarky humor, it was obvious that he had some trouble remaining committed to Kourtney. The couple were on and off again for years and had 3 kids together, Mason, Penelope, and Rain. But around 2015 it was done for good, and Scott moved on with a much younger Sofia. But the whole family was against them, including Kendall, who commented some shady stuff about them on an IG post, and even Sofia's dad, Lionel Richie. Despite this drama, they stayed together for nearly 3 years, and she was even on the show at one point. It was an awkward mess because Scott was still co-parenting with Kourtney, all while dating Sofia, who was only 18 at the time and had been a family friend for years. Fans thought the whole thing came off as kinda creepy. Number 9. Ed Sheeran, Ellie Goulding, and Niall Horan. This love triangle is a total whirlwind and was extremely chaotic at the time. Ellie and Ed went from casually dating to almost being a certified couple in 2013. But upon meeting Niall, Ellie was allegedly so taken with the One Direction singer that she ended up cheating on Ed. They managed to keep everything quiet until Ed released his 2014 single, Don't, which accused Ellie of that exact thing. Fans were very quick to put the pieces together, especially because the lyrics take a deep dive into the whole story, even describing the moment where Ellie admitted to sleeping with Niall and started begging Ed for forgiveness, and how he never saw it coming because he didn't perceive Niall as a threat. Later in interviews, Ed said the song was about a time when someone he was seeing hooked up with one of his friends when they were all staying in the same hotel. Although no names were mentioned, fans were easily able to put the pieces together and realize just how crazy the story was. Number 8. Pete Davidson, Ariana Grande, and Cassie David. Pete and Cassie dated for 2 years from 2016 to 2018. The SNL star and actress, who just happened to be Larry David's daughter, seemed like a great match and a cute couple until Pete got engaged to Ariana exactly a month after his breakup with Cassie. Now, the timing is a bit suspicious, with the quick engagement taking everyone by surprise, including Cassie herself. To make matters worse, the romance between Pete and Ariana was very public and became the most talked about celebrity couple of the summer 2018, melting hearts worldwide with their adorable social media love fest. Pete and Ariana split after a while, with Ariana releasing Thank You Next in 2019 to document the breakup and her commitment to herself. While no words regarding the timeline were exchanged in any public forum, it was assumed that things got a little messy behind the scenes of this love triangle.
And at number 7 is Hilary Duff, Aaron Carter, and Lindsay Lohan. This one hits me right in the feels because it was some serious hot tea back in the days. Let's rewind back to the young love when Aaron and Hilary started dating in 2001 after working together on the Disney show Lizzie McGuire. They were together for over a year and a half, but Aaron apparently became bored and wanted to date 2 girls at one time, as teenage boys do. He had eyes for another young star, Lindsay Lohan. Aaron told the story to Complex, saying, I quote, I started dating Hilary on my 13th birthday. I was dating her for like a year and a half and then I just got a little bored, so I went and I started getting to know Lindsay, dating Lindsay. Ultimately, this of course caused some Disney feuding between the 2 ladies. Hilary later told Allure magazine that it was a complicated love triangle and said, it made us both look bad and put up a big weirdness. Lindsay added more fuel to the fire by staging a sketch on Saturday Night Live that mocked the rival between them, but Hilary did not find it so funny and commented on it saying, I do not think it's an honor to be made fun of on Saturday Night Live. I mean, maybe not for a reason like this one. 13-year-old heartbreak is no joke.
Number 6. Jennifer Aniston, Brad Pitt, and Angelina Jolie. Jen and Brad got married in 2000 in a lavish Malibu wedding, and things were perfect for the Hollywood it couple until they decided to announce their divorce in 2005. In walks Angelina, who met Brad for the first time on the set of Mr. and Mrs. Smith. The movie was filled with romantic tension, and it's easy to see how Brad fell in love with Angelina, but the problem was that he was still married to Jen. They allegedly still got together despite his marriage because, hey, don't let your wife stop you from finding the love of your life, or so the saying goes. But interestingly enough, Brad and Angelina's relationship wasn't just a fling, and they actually went on to date for many years and had a large family before finally getting married in 2014. The love triangle was one of the biggest scandals in the early 2000s and still dominates the tabloids to this day.
We are now at our 5th and halfway mark with Sophia Bush, Chad Michael Murray, and Paris Hilton. Now, Chad Michael Murray is one fine man, okay? Let me just say that. And I did not know that he got together with Paris Hilton. Okay, I don't know, I just can't picture them together, you know? But I guess opposites attract. One Tree Hill stars Sofia and Chad ended up having chemistry on and off screen. In December of 2005, they actually got married, but the marriage was very short-lived. 5 months later, they separated. And apparently, Chad was spotted with Paris Hilton. Now, this is where it gets messy. So at the time the two allegedly got together, Paris was dating Nick Carter. Nick's younger brother, Aaron Carter, eventually spilled the tea, saying that Paris cheated on his brother with Chad Michael Murray. So they both cheated on their partners. A year later, Sofia and Chad filed for divorce.
Number 4. Bella Hadid, The Weeknd, and Selena Gomez. Arguably one of the biggest love triangles of the 2010s, Bella Hadid, The Weeknd, and Selena Gomez's saga isn't one we're likely to forget anytime soon. After dating for 18 months, Hadid and The Weeknd split up in November 2016. Just 2 months later, the singer was photographed making out with Selena Gomez, and both Hadid and Gomez unfollowed each other, with the act sparking something of an on-again, off-again Instagram feud between them. About a year later, their relationship came to an end and Gomez was seen kissing her former flame, Justin Bieber, shortly afterwards.
Alright guys, at number 3 is Kylie Jenner, Tyga, and Blac Chyna. This has probably been the biggest love triangle of today's generation. Millennials were dying over this and they just can't. So Tyga and Blac Chyna started dating back in 2011 and they had their son in 2012, just a couple months before they got engaged. They dated for more than 2 years until Tyga started hanging out with Kylie in 2014. Tyga and Chyna called off their engagement in August later that year after Tyga was appearing all over Kylie's Instagrams, which at the time they were claiming to be just friends. The two girls began to feud through social media, taking shots at each other, which led to Chyna posting text message screenshots that showed Tyga was actually trying to date both of them at the same time. Kylie claimed that the texts were fake and went on to date Tyga regardless of the feud. They continued to date and Chyna shocked both of them when she started to date Kylie's older brother, Rob Kardashian. Talk about the ultimate revenge. Luckily, all the drama is over now, and neither couple ended up staying together.
Number 2. John Mulaney, Olivia Munn, and Anne-Marie Tendler. In early September, amid questions about the timeline of John Mulaney's romance with Olivia Munn, the comedian's ex-wife Anne-Marie Tendler reportedly knew that he was doing things with other women before he went to rehab, and before they ended their marriage in 2020. It wasn't entirely clear when his relationship with Olivia started, but it appeared that John was going to great lengths to dispute the idea that he cheated. Anne-Marie divorced from comedian Mulaney after 6 years of marriage. In a statement at the time, the artist said, quote, "I am heartbroken that John has decided to end our marriage. I wish him support and success as he continues his recovery." 1 week later, the news broke that Mulaney had started dating actress Olivia Munn, and less than 2 months later, it was confirmed that Munn was pregnant with her and Mulaney's first child. Whether or not there was any overlap between the two women is still very uncertain. And coming in at number 1, get ready for it, Olivia Rodrigo, Sabrina Carpenter, and Joshua Bassett. It seemed like the internet exploded when Olivia released her number 1 single, Driver's License, and fans were quick to connect it to her High School Musical, The Musical co-star Joshua Bassett. The heartbreaking, emotional roller coaster of a song talks about the love triangle between herself, Joshua, and Sabrina Carpenter. As the lyrics implied, she was mourning a breakup that had a huge effect on her, and things got super intense when fans discovered Joshua was dating Sabrina because of the not-so-subtle reference in her song where Rodrigo mentioned a blonde girl who was much older than her. It was then that people jumped on the hate train against Sabrina, calling her a homewrecker and just about every insult under the sun. To make matters worse, Sabrina released a song called Skin to defend herself from Rodrigo's claims and tell her side of the story. Unfortunately, that didn't go down well with fans and it only served to create more drama in the triangle.
Starting off our list at number 10 is Ashton Kutcher. Don't freak out, the actor didn't cheat on his wife and mother of his children, Mila Kunis. He actually cheated on his wife that came before her, Demi Moore. The actress was 16 years older than Ashton and had 3 teenage girls when they first got together. When they got married, he was only 25 years old. The age difference had rumors flying that there was trouble in paradise when it came to their marriage. The majority of rumors were that Ashton was cheating on Demi with multiple different women. The rumors may not have stuck, but one alleged hookup sure did when there was proof. Paparazzi captured pictures of Ashton leaving his hotel, the Roosevelt, with Sarah Leal in the car with him. After the picture surfaced, Sarah came forward with the truth, saying that they hooked up in a hot tub in September 2011 on his 6-year anniversary with Moore. During an interview with The Sun, she stated, and I quote, "We had sex twice, everything felt natural, we were having a good time. One thing led to another. He was good, it wasn't weird or perverted or creepy. I was attracted to him and he was attracted to me. She also went on to say that Ashton told her he was separated from Demi at the time when they hooked up. Needless to say, Ashton and Demi officially divorced not long after the truth came out. At number 9 is LeAnn Rimes. She's known for a bit of everything, acting, singing, and she's even recognized now as an author. She is a triple threat. However, one thing she isn't very good at is being faithful to her husband. Her cheating scandal caused a lot of controversy when photos of her kissing her co-star Eddie Cibrian at a romantic dinner together. Turns out Eddie was married too. The scandal made headlines back in 2009 when the footage was leaked from a restaurant security camera. The photo snapshots show the two actors holding hands, kissing, and cuddling up next to each other. Rimes was married to Dean Shermitt since 2002, and Eddie was married to Brandi Glanville since 2001 and even had 2 kids with her. Once both of their spouses were made aware of the cheating, they both pulled the plug on their marriage. LeAnn and Eddie eventually married each other in 2011. How romantic. Taking over the number 8 spot is Balthazar Getty. Most people remember this scandal because the picture went viral of the famous topless holiday cheating scandal. Back in 2008, the actor's career was in its prime when he starred in Brothers and Sisters. Not only was his career going well, but so was his marriage. He had a long-term marriage with his wife Rosetta Getty, and the two of them even had 4 children together. That was quickly ruined when he was caught having an affair with Sienna Miller. They were caught together in Italy on a vacation when topless photos of Sienna made headlines. Getty and his wife separated for 2 years after the incident but decided to work things out. The actor and his wife opened up during an interview with People magazine and said that it actually made their marriage stronger. As for Sienna, she later dated Jude Law, who ended up cheating on her with their nanny. Karma? And at number 7, Ali Laundrie. While Mario Lopez was engaged to Ali Laundrie, he cheated on her, and their marriage ended only weeks after it began. The couple met in 1998 and dated for 6 years before getting married in 2004, but 2 weeks after the marriage the pair got an annulment and it was rumored that Lopez had cheated. Neither spoke about it for years until Lopez admitted that he did cheat on Laundrie, well at his bachelor party days before the wedding. He told Howard Stern, quote, "I figured at that point it was easier to ask for forgiveness. It's my bachelor party. We were going to have a good time. I was wrong for obviously lying and I shouldn't have been in that position." He later admitted that he messed around with several women that weekend. The pair split and are now in other happy relationships. Swiping the number 6 spot is Ryan Phillippe. For a long time, the actor was married to Reese Witherspoon and they were one of Hollywood's most admired couples. They got married in 1999 and were together until 2006 where they had 2 kids together, a daughter and a son. The couple always came across as having the perfect relationship, which is why people were stunned when Ryan was photographed kissing another woman while he was still married to Reese. Photos made headlines of Ryan and the Australian beauty Abby Cornish having a public makeout session. In 2007, Ryan and Reese divorced as a result of the cheating scandal, and eventually Ryan spoke openly on his romance with his mistress. The two of them continued to be in a relationship together until 2010. Halfway through our list at number 5, we have Kristen Stewart. I feel like I talk about this scandal all the time on this channel because it was a big deal at the time when it happened. So I talk about it a lot. It was making the cover of magazines and headlining titles everywhere. No exaggeration. If you don't know the drama or you forgot about it, let me fill you in because I know the story like no tomorrow. Back in 2011, Kristen was dating her Twilight co-star Robert Pattinson and everyone thought they were gonna get married and have beautiful children like they did in the Twilight series. But then paparazzi photos surfaced and showed Kristen making out with another man. But the man in the story was also a very scandalous thing because it was her director from her movie Snow White and the Huntsman, and he was married. He was 41 years old at the time and she was only 22, and he was married to Liberty Ross, who was also the mother of their 2 children. So obviously it was a huge shock to everyone involved. Kristen and Rob split immediately and it broke the hearts of millions of fans, including me. Like, I'm still not over it. I'm still not over it. I was so upset. At one point in the photo, she's in the car making out with him and like she blatantly looks at the camera who's taking the pictures and like smiles and keeps making out with him. Like, I feel like she wanted to get caught. Here we are at number 4 with Hugh Grant. Even with photographic evidence, some actors are able to weasel their way out of the wrongdoings. But Hugh's photographs are not the typical kissing photo like anyone else on this list. Not only was he publicly outed for cheating on his girlfriend in 1995, he was also arrested because he had solicited an escort. His cheating scandal pictures, his mugshot, and hers. There is no way you're possibly talking yourself out of this one. Back then, Hugh Grant and his girlfriend Elizabeth Hurley were one of Hollywood's power couples, or so everyone thought. During the scandal, fans were shocked that Elizabeth actually stood by her man's side. It didn't last very long though, the damage had already been done and they split not too long after.
And at number 3, Cardi B. Cardi B and Offset are another celebrity couple that is constantly attracting cheating rumors. The worst was in 2017 when Offset was caught in bed with another woman in a video that went viral online. Cardi responded by saying this kind of thing happens to everyone and that she had no intention of leaving him. Then in 2018, the pair officially got married and then welcomed their first daughter, Culture. But their rocky relationship did not stop there. After more rumors of cheating, the pair split only a year after they got married. Cardi even filed for a divorce. The woman that Offset was hooking up with at that time even apologized for her part in the mess. But eventually they got back together and just welcomed a second child together.
Alright guys, at number 2 we have Marlon Wayans, the actor who made big waves in the acting industry when he starred in White Chicks back in 2004, one of my favorite movies to this day. However, I am not too pleased with the actor after learning about his cheating scandal. The scandal happened in 2012 when he had been dating his girlfriend and mother of his 2 children, Angelica Zachary, for 12 years. Pictures made headlines that showed Marlon kissing and caressing a mystery brunette on a private yacht in St. Barth's. Some people were shocked while others stated that he's always had some commitment issues. During an interview with Wendy Williams before the scandal took place, he revealed that he and Angelica don't even live together, even though they have kids together. When asked why, he said, "I like to keep it fresh. When you live together, that's when the sweatpants and the cream on the face comes out and it kind of says you're not going to get some." How did he possibly explain this to his kids? He later admitted that once his kids found out about the cheating, they physically lashed out at him. Angelica decided to stick it out with him, but they ended up getting a divorce in 2013. Taking the number 1 spot is Kevin Hart. This one cut deep for me because he's one of my favorite comedians, so it's hard not losing any respect for him. Not only was Kevin married at the time of his cheating scandal, but his wife was actually pregnant. He was on a trip in Las Vegas when camera footage broke the internet showing the actor getting up close and personal with an exotic dancer. The footage was taken from a Vegas nightclub surveillance video. Once the footage was out there, Kevin came forward in a shocking Instagram video where he confessed his affair to his millions of followers to try and stop the mistress from trying to get money from him in exchange for her silence. At the time all of this was going on, his second wife was in her 3rd trimester of pregnancy. Turns out his wife was actually the mistress that broke up Kevin's first marriage, so their story is kind of a mess altogether. Kevin continued to publicly own up to his actions and apologize for his mistakes, which his wife actually forgave him for.
Starting off this countdown, we have Meg Ryan, Dennis Quaid, and Russell Crowe. Meg Ryan was married to Dennis Quaid for 9 years until she decided to cheat on him with Russell Crowe. This happened while filming the movie Proof of Life with Russell in Ecuador. Somehow, news got out about Ryan and Crowe, and Quaid soon filed for divorce. But Ryan turned it around, saying that the divorce was all Quaid's fault, and that he had also been unfaithful during their marriage. In the end, Ryan lost Crowe and Quaid, and the movie tanked in the box office. So maybe that's karma. Moving on to number 9, we have Aaron Carter, Hilary Duff, and Lindsay Lohan. Back in the early 2000s, Aaron Carter was quite the heartthrob and ladies' man, catching the hearts of fans and celebrities all around the world. Well, Aaron met Hilary when he guest starred in the Lizzie McGuire Christmas special. If you guys remember that, smash that like button, because I do. Then on his 13th birthday, the pair officially began dating. They were together for almost 2 years when he cheated on her with Lindsay Lohan. In fact, he was 2-timing her, so he was dating Lindsay and Hilary at the same time. Now this is what Aaron had to say. "I started dating Hilary on my 13th birthday. I was dating her for like a year and a half, and then I just got a little bored. So I went and I started getting to know Lindsay, dating Lindsay. Then I didn't want to do that anymore, so I got back with Hilary. And then I ended up cheating on Hilary with her best friend. That's nothing to smile about, she wasn't even that good looking either." End of quote. I didn't just add that in, he also said that. So he literally got bored and was like, sure, let's fool around with other women. Jeez, Aaron. In our 8th spot today, we have Laura Dern, Billy Bob Thornton, and Angelina Jolie. Honestly, people might hate me for saying this, but Billy Bob Thornton and Angelina Jolie were a hot couple. I'm sorry. Well, Laura Dern and Billy Bob started dating in 1997 while on the set of Ellen. The couple dated for 3 years and even were engaged. But in 1999, he called it quits, and a year later,
he married Angelina Jolie. That one's gotta hurt. According to Dern, she said, and I quote, "I left our home to work on a movie, and while I was away, my boyfriend got married, and I've never heard from him again." That is very harsh.
Number 7. Taylor Swift, Calvin Harris, and Tom Hiddleston. Taylor and Calvin were the golden Pinterest couple in 2015, and seemed to be the perfect pairing as soon as they got together. But all that fell apart just after they celebrated their 1-year anniversary, when Taylor was seen dancing with Tom at the 2016 Met Gala. Soon after, photos were posted of Taylor and Tom kissing in Rhode Island, which shocked the Swiftie fandom. They traveled to Rome and partied together at Taylor's 4th of July party. But things got really messy when Calvin released a song that implied Taylor cheated on him, and then Taylor called him out for not giving her credit on a song that they co-wrote together called This Is What You Came For. Things got even more dramatic when Taylor's 2017 album Reputation came out and featured a song called Getaway Car, which basically says that Tom was her escape route from Calvin. Yikes.
Halfway through the list at number 5 is Jennifer Aniston, Brad Pitt, and Angelina Jolie. Everyone knows the story of this love triangle, but maybe it's been a while for you, so let me refresh your memory. Brad and Jennifer were Hollywood's hottest couple when they started dating back in 1998. After 2 years of dating, they got married in a big $1 million celebration in Malibu. Things were looking up for the couple up until 2005, when Brad started working with Angelina on their movie Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Rumors quickly spread that Brad was having an affair with Angelina, who continued to deny it until later on. Jennifer and Brad announced their divorce in 2005, and not long after did Angelina and Brad begin dating. That is when Angelina admitted that the two of them fell in love while filming their movie, which would still make Brad a married man at the time. Brangelina then became the new it couple and got married in 2014, but they later got divorced too. There is only one common denominator in both of these failed marriages, and that is you, Brad. In our 4th spot, we have Kristen Stewart, Robert Pattinson, and Rupert Sanders. Now, I don't know if you remember when this drama came out, but I do. And that's because I was a hardcore Twilight fan, and I shipped Kristen and Robert to the moon and back. When I heard she cheated on him, I was so mad at her. Like, she doesn't even know who I was, but I was mad. Anyways, while filming Snow White and the Huntsman, Kristen got with the director Rupert Sanders, and the two were caught kissing in public. Kristen was dating Robert at the time, and Rupert was married to Liberty Ross. Rob and Kristen separated for a bit, then got back together again, only to break up again in 2013, whereas Rupert's wife filed for divorce in 2013.
Number 3. Dua Lipa, FKA Twigs, and Aaron Piper. Dua Lipa shocked fans as she found herself caught up in a love triangle with Netflix star Aaron Piper and fellow singer FKA Twigs. Dua and Aaron first started dating in 2013, but by 2019 their on-again, off-again romance was over for good. The British singer and the model pulled the plug on their 2-year relationship despite doing everything from crisis talks to taking a break to try to salvage it. In between a period of reconciliation, the singer was captured with Aaron in a nightclub while in Madrid. However, things got a little messy when fellow singer FKA Twigs shared a video to her TikTok page of her making out with Aaron just 1 day later, leaving fans completely puzzled. In a TikTok video to promote her new song Killer, the pair were seen entwined and enraptured with each other. Taking to Twitter, fans expressed their shock at the messy situation. And while neither Dua or Aaron have spoken about the videos, the pair could easily just be friends having a good night out together.
In our 3rd spot today, we have Bella Thorne, her brother, and another Bella. Bella Thorne's brother, Remy Thorne, was dating a girl named Bella Pendergast for 3 years. The pair broke up around 2015. Bella Thorne was dating Greg Sulkin, and when she broke up, she quickly came out as bisexual on her Twitter. A little while later, she was spotted with her brother's ex being a little too close. They shared a number of photos holding hands and kissing, and people were like, is she seriously dating her brother's ex? And yes, the answer is yes, she did. But shortly after, Bella Thorne decided to go after Greg Sulkin's friend, Tyler Posey. Then a month later, she dumped him and was with Charlie Puth. And don't get me started with the whole Tana Modson relationship, okay? That's a whole other mess on its own. And in our number 1 spot today, we have Olivia Wilde, Jason Sudeikis, and Harry Styles. Now, I must be living under a bus because I love Jason Sudeikis, but I did not know that he was engaged to Olivia Wilde. The pair first met in 2011 and began dating a few months later. In 2012, they got engaged, and in 2014 and 2016, they gave birth to 2 children. But in 2020, the pair announced that they had split. A few months later, Olivia was spotted with Harry Styles after attending a wedding together. They both met during the movie Don't Worry Darling, and some believe that Styles might be be one of the reasons as to why the two split. One source said, and I quote, "Olivia called off the engagement in early November, but only after she had already gotten close to Harry." The source continued on saying, whether Harry knows it or not, he was the reason for the split, and it blindsided Jason. Kicking off our countdown at number 10 is Ashton Kutcher. Fans will never forget the time in 2011 when he cheated on Demi Moore with a woman who was much younger than her. Photos leaked online showing Ashton partying with a 22-year-old blonde girl in his bedroom at the Hard Rock Hotel in San Diego. The photos could not have come at a worse time either, as it was his wedding anniversary of 6 years with Demi. The worst part was Demi actually remembers the day that he met his mistress, Sarah Leal, and explained it in her memoir. She said that they were actually at a bowling alley with their daughter, and when Ashton went to switch out their shoes, Sarah came up, flirted a little bit, and gave her phone number to him on a napkin. Demi wrote, "When we got home that night and he showed it to me, I said, that is just gross. We were there with our kid." She said that he told her there was nothing to worry about, so when he eventually had the affair with her, it was just like a real slap in the face. Not long after that, they announced their split. Disgusting. Coming in hot at number 9, we have Justin Timberlake. I was absolutely devastated when I saw these scandalous pictures on the internet because I love his wife Jessica Biel, and like, how do you do her dirty like that? I thought they were perfect together. But turns out their marriage isn't all glitz and glam, and in 2019 we got to see one of the reasons why. Photos leaked online showing Justin getting a little too cozy with his co-star at the time, Alicia Wainwright. The pictures were taken in New Orleans where they were filming, and one night they decided to take the night off filming and go out to a bar. They went to a local bar, and in the pictures you can see him holding her hand, her putting her hand on his leg, all very super flirty stuff. But what fans also realized was that he was not wearing his wedding ring. For obvious reasons, this sparked huge cheating rumors, but Justin released a public statement saying that nothing happened further than what we see in those photos. Jessica did decide to stay with him, and they have worked through it, and they are together to this day. Would you forgive him? Like, do you think holding hands and flirty touching, like, is that crossing the line of cheating? I'm curious, let me know. Yeah, don't touch anyone. That's all. Up next, number 8, we have Kevin Hart. Another cheating scandal that sent people over the edge was in 2017 when video footage leaked online with Kevin and another woman that was not his girlfriend or wife. After the footage went viral, the internet started claiming that he had cheated on his wife, who was 8 months pregnant at the time, with their son. At first, Kevin was denying all of these rumors, but then he landed himself in the middle of an extortion attempt. Someone started alleging that they had a possession of a video of him getting sexual with another woman and threatened to expose the video if he did not pay them. His wife, Aniko, later talked about how she felt about the situation and how she found out about it in the first place. She said it was actually through a DM message on Instagram. Her exact words were, I quote, "I was about 7 or 8 months pregnant and I was having breakfast and I opened my phone and immediately I just lost it." As most people would. Kevin finally admitted to it and released a public apology to his wife and his family, and the two of them worked through it and they are still together. We out here, girls, we out here just freaking throwing forgiveness around, aren't we? Girls cheat too though, so don't think I'm just on the guys or the girls' side. At number 7, we have Katharine McPhee. Her career first started in the music industry when she came in second place during her season on American Idol. She later transitioned into the acting world when she landed a starring role on the television series Smash in 2012. During her time on the show, paparazzi managed to get some photos of Katharine and the director of the series, Michael Morris, kissing, which definitely wasn't part of her job description. Both of them were guilty because they were both married at the time. Michael was married to the mother of his 3 children, and Katharine had been married to a man named Nick Kokos for 5 years at that point. Her husband ended up filing for divorce, and the paperwork was finalized in 2014. Cruising into number 6 is Marlon Wayans. It was in 2013 when the unfortunate scandal forever changed his relationship. The actor was caught red-handed cheating on his wife after pictures leaked online of him hanging out with a mystery woman. In the series of pictures, you could see him having romantic moments with a woman in a yacht in St. Bart's. Apparently, he thought that he could get away with it if he went on vacation and tried to isolate themselves. After the picture surfaced, the two of them eventually split up, and in 2016, the actor finally spoke about it. He said when his wife found out and their children, they all physically attacked him. He said it put a huge wedge between their family. The good news is, after their split, they were able to build a solid relationship to at least co-parent their kids together. In more recent interviews, he has talked about his former wife and said he has the utmost love and respect for her, and said that he thinks of her as family and always will.
And at number 5, Jamie Bergman. Bones actor David Boreanaz was exposed for cheating in the worst way possible. He actually had to come forward and admit to cheating because he was being extorted by the woman he had the affair with. Apparently multiple infidelities took place in the marriage, and at a certain point he had to own up to it. He told people, quote, "I just want to be open and honest, I was irresponsible. I was associated with a woman who I was involved with and had a relationship with. She asked for money. I felt as though I was being blackmailed or there was some sort of extortion." After he admitted to the cheating, the pair did not split up and worked to try and get their marriage back on track. The pair are still together to this day.
Moving on to spot number 4, we have Tristan Thompson. He got caught cheating on more than one occasion, so really, he should be on here twice. The first time was the worst though. Security footage leaked online from a nightclub that he was at and showed him getting handsy and kissing another woman. He decided to cheat at the worst possible timing ever. Not that there is ever a good time for that, but his girlfriend Khloe Kardashian was in the hospital about to give birth to their daughter. The video leaked while she was literally in labor, pretty much, so thanks. If those videos weren't bad enough, other videos also surfaced showing him going into a hotel room later that night with the same woman from the nightclub video. Khloe forgave him and stuck by his side, but then later down the road it was revealed that he cheated again with Kylie Jenner's best friend, Jordyn Woods, who was basically like a little sister to Khloe. Like, solid man. Great. Have fun explaining that to your daughter one day. Taking the number 3 spot is Kristen Stewart. Her scandal broke the hearts of many Twilight fans. She began dating her co-star and movie boyfriend Robert Pattinson while filming the Twilight series of movies. Fans were obsessed with their love story since they got to see it in the movies and also in real life. She ruined their love story when she was caught cheating with her Snow White and the Huntsman director Rupert Sanders. The paparazzi leaked the photos in 2012, which showed the two of them making out in a car and snuggling up together on a deserted hike. Not only was Kristen in a relationship, but so was Rupert. He was married to Liberty Ross and also had kids with her. Robert, Liberty, and fans were all heartbroken by the shocking scandal. Kristen issued a statement saying, "I'm deeply sorry for the hurt and embarrassment I've caused to those close to me and everyone this has affected. This momentary indiscretion has jeopardized the most important thing in my life, the person I love and respect the most, Rob." The two of them split not long after, and Rupert's wife filed for divorce the following year. Taking over our number 2 spot is Eddie Fisher. His affair with Elizabeth Taylor was a celebrity scandal of the ages. The two stars met through Debbie Reynolds, Eddie's first wife, who was friends with her since high school. Eddie's son Todd Fisher talked about his father's affair while promoting his memoir in 2018 and said that it ruined his father's career. At the time of the affair, Todd says he was too young to understand the love triangle that was going on, but said the effects of it impacted the rest of their lives, as well as his father's bank account. In his book, he said the high-profile affair caused an insane tabloid frenzy and said they were both slammed in tabloids for the relationship that came out after the affair. Elizabeth and Eddie were married from 1959 to 1964, and while he may have been happy with Elizabeth at the time, his career greatly suffered after he left Debbie Reynolds. Todd wrote that his dad had contracts canceled due to immorality clauses and that his career was completely wiped out. Earning the number 1 spot is Hugh Grant. Cheating on your spouse is not illegal, but doing it in a public place might be if you are engaging in sexual activity when you shouldn't be. The actor was arrested for his cheating scandal, which took place back in 1995. He was caught having sex in public with a sex worker who paid him $60 to perform intimate things on him. If you know what I mean, we are keeping it PG so that we do not get shut down, okay? You know what I'm trying to say. His arrest and mugshot was a massive scandal in itself. Even if he was single at the time, it would have made headlines. but at the time he was actually dating Elizabeth Hurley, which made everything way worse. But despite the fact that he cheated, she did stay with him for 5 years, but after that they eventually broke up down the road. She was able to move forward though and make a joke about it on her show The Royals. Her character hired a male escort who called himself Huge Grant. That's some funny karma. Starting off the list at number 10 is the triangle between Ariana Grande, Big Sean, and Naya Rivera. You might already know this sticky situation since it made headlines back in 2014, with Naya getting a front row seat to watch the triangle unfold. Big Sean and Naya were together from March 2013 until April 2014 and were even engaged and happily planning their wedding, or so it seemed. The rapper called off the wedding and claimed that it was just because of Naya's jealousy issues. But Naya claims that he was giving her reasons to be jealous, and she caught him red-handed. She told Us Weekly, "We'd been fighting for 5 days straight while he was traveling, and then on the one day that he was back in LA, he said he didn't want to see me. Well, I've got a key to your house. I walk in, I go downstairs, and guess what little girl is sitting cross-legged on the couch listening to music? It rhymes with Shmeriana Shmonde." Her words, not mine. The worst part is that Naya found out about their split through Big Sean's publicist, who issued a statement that the wedding was off. She said she learned that she wasn't getting married from the internet and at the same time as the rest of the world found out. How messed up is that? Ariana and Sean did end up dating after that, but split only 8 months later. Up next at number 9 is Justin Bieber, Miranda Kerr, and Orlando Bloom. Do you guys remember that time that Orlando punched Justin in the face? I feel like that was so underrated and people forgot about it way too fast. Let me refresh your memory. The altercation took place in a restaurant in Ibiza when the two of them ran into each other. The only reason they had beef was because Orlando was married to Victoria's Secret model Miranda Kerr, who was reportedly sending flirty texts to Justin. Paparazzi caught pictures of Justin and Miranda looking all cozy while hanging out after the 2012 Victoria's Secret fashion show. One photo showed her kissing him on the cheek. She denied every allegation that they were more than just friends, but that didn't stop Bloom from having some anger towards the Biebs. Eyewitnesses tell TMZ about the fight, which happened in Cipriani restaurant, which was apparently packed with celebs at the time. The fight was caught on tape, as you can see Orlando throwing the first fist, but you can hear Justin scream, "What's up?" kind of asking for it. After leaving the restaurant, Justin threw gasoline on the fire by posting this picture of Miranda on his Instagram. And then, after the backlash, he ended up deleting it. Sliding into the number 8 spot is Taylor Swift, Joe Jonas, and Camilla Belle. Joe and Taylor were one of the music industry's cutest couples back in 2008. They first got together in July and ended in October after Joe ended it with a 27-second phone call. We only know this because Taylor shared the story on The Ellen Show in a big drop-the-bomb moment.
I'm not even going to be able to remember the boy who broke up with me over the phone in 25 seconds when I was 18.
And the only reason she knew it was 27 seconds is because her call log literally said the call was a total of 27 seconds. So the breakup was probably like 25 seconds. Not long after the breakup, Joe was seen hanging around Camilla Belle, and Taylor revealed to Us Weekly that she was the reason why they broke up in the first place. So what does Taylor do after a breakup? She writes a song, of course. She admitted that her song Forever and Always was about Joe, but also showed fans that she doesn't only write songs about the ex-boyfriend. Her song Better Than Revenge was geared towards the actress, and the lyrics were pretty harsh. She sang, I quote, "She's not a saint, she's not what you think, she's an actress. She's better known for the things she does on the mattress." Boom. Mic drop.
Moving on to number 7, we have Alex Rodriguez, Kate Hudson, and Cameron Diaz. Now this dude has dated all the stars, I swear, like Madonna, J-Lo, come on now. Anyways, Kate Hudson and A-Rod dated for 7 months before calling it quits in December of 2009. Just a few months later, Cameron Diaz was seen leaving his house with overnight bags, you guys know what that means. And according to sources, Hudson was not happy with this at all. Maybe this was payback for Hudson hooking up with Cameron's ex-boyfriend, Justin Timberlake, shortly after they broke up. Who knows? But in 2012, it seems like they got over this drama because they were quite chummy with each other at the Academy Awards. In 2013, Diaz referred to Hudson as one of her good friends.
Swiping the number 6 spot is Britney Spears, Kevin Federline, and Shar Jackson. Kevin was dating Shar, who was actually his fiance at the time, and was pregnant with their second child together. They were playing family and seemed happy doing it, but in 2004, Kevin left the relationship for pop sensation Britney Spears. After only 5 months of them dating, they were married and soon became pregnant with their first child together. They were married for 2 years from 2004 to 2006 and had 2 sons together. What was so messy about the situation was that Kevin got together with Britney while Shar was pregnant with his child, so people were obviously slamming him all over the media. Any attention the new couple got was negative attention. Shar commented on the relationship and said, "It wasn't like just breaking up a relationship, it was like breaking up a family." She went on to get her revenge by working hard in silence and created her own cosmetic line called Relation Lips, with the first lip gloss named He Cheated. You go, girl. Let me buy one of those lip glosses.
Number 5. Orlando Bloom, Miranda Kerr, and Justin Bieber. Now, this one is really strange. Orlando and Miranda were married from 2010 to 2013, and even share a son together, Flynn, who was born in January of 2011. Things were going really well for the couple when rumors swirled about a hookup between Miranda and Justin Bieber at a 2012 Victoria's Secret after party. And coincidentally, the pair filed for divorce in 2013. While at a restaurant in Ibiza, Bloom and Bieber bumped into each other, and the pop star made some crude comments about Miranda from across the restaurant. Bloom stormed over and punched him just before the singer was surrounded by bodyguards and appeared to cower away from the confrontation. Bieber then took to Instagram to post a photo of Bloom wiping his eyes, trying to insinuate that he lost the fight. Everything escalated so quickly and egos were being bruised left and right. Safe to say, this whole thing was one big heated mess.
Here we are at number 4 with Kristen Cavallari, Stephen Colletti, and Lauren Conrad. All my Laguna Beach and the Hills fans will know this one off the top of their heads and might even be a little emotional about it still. If you haven't seen either of these reality shows, one of the major plotline stories was the love triangle between the 3 of them. Kristen and Stephen were dating, and Lauren was a friend of Stephen's, which Kristen was not a fan of. We never knew if the show was real or fake, which made fans question if the love triangle was even real. But Kristen opened up to BuzzFeed almost 10 years later and confirmed that it was very much real. When asked if she actually had a rivalry with Lauren, she said, "We were never friends, we just weren't. I didn't hate her before MTV came, and that's what it sort of turned into. And that's because I felt like she was trying to steal my boyfriend." But the show was to blame for that because they did keep scheduling scenes where Stephen would be around Lauren and they'd be forced to hang out with each other. So the love triangle never even had a chance of being worked out because it was all on a reality TV show. In the end though, neither girls ended up with Stephen. And for anyone wondering, I was Team Lauren.
In our 3rd spot today we have David Spade, Laura Flynn Boyle, and Jack Nicholson. This is a very odd trio, but apparently Jack Nicholson stole David Spade's girlfriend, Laura Flynn Boyle, from him in 1999. According to him, that's what happened. They had been dating for a year when Jack literally asked her out in front of David. Now, David got all defensive, being like, "I know you're gonna go out with him anyway." And she was like, "No way, he's worse than Trump." Like, no lie, that's what she said. But in the end, the two were spotted together. Actually, they got in a car crash together, and apparently Boyle climbed out of the sunroof and yelled, "I have a boyfriend, I can't be here." But she was caught, like literally red-handed. In spot number 2 is John Mayer, Katy Perry, and Taylor Swift, another love triangle of the century that only came about because of the feuding between the girls. The rival between the two singers was no secret. I mean, Taylor made up an entire song and music video about it called The Bad Blood. No one ever understood why they hated each other so much, but it was always said that they fought over backup dancers. Apparently they shared some of the same dancers, or they wanted them on their tours at the same time, whatever, first world problems. But because they both dated John Mayer, it seemed to add some extra fuel to the fire. Even though they dated John a few years apart, it didn't matter because that's how long the ongoing feud was between the girls. Taylor and John dated in 2009, so you can imagine how unimpressed she was to learn that her ex was now dating her enemy later on in 2012. Good news is we saw the girls finally end their battle this year in 2019 when they hugged it out in Taylor Swift's new music video, You Need to Calm Down. Taking the number 1 spot is Courtney Love, Kurt Cobain, and Billy Corgan. Courtney Love and Kurt Cobain will always be considered one of rock and roll's most iconic couples, but they first got together when she was with another famous rocker. She was originally dating Billy Corgan from the band The Smashing Pumpkins in the early 90s. She revealed during an interview that the two of them broke up because Corgan wouldn't
wouldn't pay for her to fly home after a show. His band was playing shows with Nirvana at the time, so she ended up staying with the Nirvana band members after her fight with Corgan. And that is when she got involved with Cobain. She immediately began dating him, and they were married from 1992 to 1994 when they welcomed their daughter into the world in August 1992. Courtney later admitted that their daughter was conceived on a night she was supposed to see Billy. Let's just say that she's never been really shy at spilling the details on this whole love triangle.
In at number 10, Nick Lachey. Jessica Simpson revealed in her recent memoir that she had an emotional affair with Johnny Knoxville while married to Nick Lachey. In the memoir titled Open Book, she spoke about how she felt the emotional cheating was worse than physical, writing, quote, "To me, an emotional affair was worse than a physical one." She added that since she waited till marriage to do the deed, she finally realized that the emotional part mattered much more than the physical, and apparently Johnny and her had a much stronger emotional connection than her and Nick, stating that it was more of a betrayal to have that connection than to sleep with him. And at number 9, Dennis Quaid. Meg Ryan has admitted to dating Russell Crowe while she was married to Dennis Quaid, but says that they were both unfaithful in the marriage. In 2000, Meg Ryan and Russell Crowe starred in the movie Proof of Life. Then photos of the pair getting close on set emerged, and cheating rumors started swirling. Meg Ryan and Dennis Quaid ended up divorcing, and Meg Ryan started officially dating Russell Crowe, although that relationship didn't last long and they split shortly after. Following the scandal, Meg Ryan told InStyle, quote, "What wasn't in the story was the reality of my marriage for 9 years. Dennis was not faithful to me for a long time, and that was very painful. I found out more about that once I was divorced." The drama with the love triangle ended up derailing Meg's career, as the public couldn't just see her as the girl next door anymore. And at number 8, Khloe Kardashian. Khloe Kardashian was actually on the last part of this list because sadly she's been cheated on a lot. During her marriage to Lamar Odom, the pair looked like a picture-perfect fairy tale, and Lamar treated Khloe like a queen on their TV show. But later it was exposed that Lamar had cheated on Khloe hundreds of times over their marriage. Lamar said that after he got with Khloe, hundreds of women came out of the woodwork and wanted to sleep with him, and he gave in to temptation. But he said that his one regret is cheating on Khloe. Quote, "If there's one thing I regret when I was married, it was having multiple affairs with different women. That wasn't the stand-up thing to do. I wish I could have kept it in my pants." The pair finalized their divorce in 2016, and the Kardashians supported him after his life-threatening OD.
In spot number 7, we have LeAnn Rimes. One of the biggest cheating celebrity scandals of all time. She cheated with her co-star at the time, Eddie Cibrian, back in 2009 when they worked together on the movie Northern Lights. Their relationship seemed to move past the co-star stage, and they had a secret relationship going on behind closed doors. At the time of the cheating scandal, LeAnn was married to dancer Dean Shermitt for 9 years, and Eddie was married to a model named Brandi Granville. Everyone was shocked to learn about their relationship, and the only reason anyone found out was because it was caught on camera. Surveillance footage from a restaurant was leaked online and showed the two of them having dinner together and then kissing and holding hands. Even though there was very valid proof in this video, the two of them still denied infidelity and continued to say that they did not cheat. And honestly, that just made people more angry. Like, how are you even gonna deny it? Like, just apologize? Hello? It's on video. I hate that. I hate that.
And at number 6, Nick Kokas. While Catherine McPhee was married to Nick Kokas, she was caught kissing her married Smash director, Michael Morris. So obviously that's incredibly messy. The pair ended up splitting because of the cheating, but in the end, Catherine says she doesn't have any regrets about the situation. She told Ocean Drive magazine, quote, "I got married really young and then divorced, and in the last couple of years, I felt like, wow, this is what I should have been doing when I was 20 instead of planning a wedding." She added that she learned deeply from her choices, and she is happy to have strong influences in her life who will force her to look at her failures. Catherine is now married to David Foster, and they have a child together.
Halfway through the list at number 5 is Elizabeth Taylor. The actress was part of a huge Hollywood scandal all the way back in 1962. It was one of the most scandalous and iconic headlines made during the time. Paparazzi caught Elizabeth spending some romantic time with Richard Bergman on a private yacht. The first photo appeared in June of 1962, and people were shocked seeing as both of them had been married at the time. Elizabeth was married to her 4th husband at the time, Eddie Fisher, and Richard was married to his first wife, Sibel Williams. Once the pictures were out, the two of them left their marriages to be together. They became an iconic couple in Hollywood and got married only 1 year after the scandal on March 15, 1964. Their love story was legendary, but for all the wrong reasons.
And at number 4, Brittany Cartwright. If you guys watch Vanderpump Rules, then you know about this disastrous cheating scandal. While Brittany and Jax were dating, cheating rumors plagued the couple. It didn't help that Jax was a proven cheater at that point already. The cheating was officially confirmed in season 6 of the show, when Jax admitted to hooking up with one of their colleagues, Faith Stowers. Brittany wasn't sure whether to stay with Jax at that point, but she told us in 2018, quote, "I see him every single day making efforts and he's completely changed the way he treats me, the way he talks to me, the way he listens to me. Every single thing about our relationship is better." The pair later got married in 2019 and are still together.
In our third spot is Balthazar Getty. His affair took place back in 2008 and caused a lot of drama in Hollywood. He was married to Rosetta Millington when photos surfaced and showed him having an affair with actress Sienna Miller. At the time, he remained silent on the matter, and he and Rosetta separated for 2 years. But they eventually reunited, and he says that Rosetta, who is also the mother of his 4 children, forgave him and gave him another chance. He finally opened up about it and spoke about it during an interview in 2016, where he called the affair ancient history and said it was in another lifetime for him. He explained that he and his wife took the space that they needed and that when they came back together, their marriage was stronger than ever. As for Rosetta, she was open about the subject in 2010 when she took him back, as many people just asked her why she would do that. She talked about it during interviews and said, "It was a very challenging time for everybody involved, but I loved and missed my family too much not to make it work." Yeah, that will get you. Missing your children, missing them. It's a tough one when family is involved, eh?
And at number 2, Hilary Clinton. This was the scandal that rocked the political world and made everyone think differently of Bill Clinton. While Bill was in office, it was exposed that he had an affair with his White House intern Monica Lewinsky, who was 22 years old at the time. His political opponents took this opportunity and tried to get Bill to lie under oath so he would be impeached, and their scheme worked. When speaking about it at a televised conference, he famously said, quote, "I did not have sexual relations with that woman." But this lie then caused him to get charged with perjury and obstruction of justice. Bill was impeached due to this debacle and removed as president. Even though Hillary was the laughingstock at the time, she stood by Bill. Hillary said, quote, "It was really hard, it was painful, and I was so supported by my friends just rallied around." And finally, number 1, Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen divorced his wife Larsa Pippen in 2016 after 19 years of marriage because of allegations that she cheated. Apparently, multiple sources confirmed that she was hooking up with the rapper Future. One insider said at the time, quote, "He found out about Larsa and Future and couldn't handle it. Although after briefly splitting, they actually got back together 4 months later." But then 2 years after that, Larsa was the one that filed for divorce again. I guess the pair weren't able to work it out and realized that they were better apart.